Hello and welcome. My name is Ray and this is Jamie. Thank you for joining us today for our Ask an Election Official Facebook Live event. If this is your first time joining us, we are from the Office of Elections and host a series to chat about important election topics. With this series, we can continue to remotely provide community outreach and connect with voters like you. Please feel free to repost this video and help those who may be unable to join us for the live recording of this episode. In our past live events, we have covered information including what to expect when voting in the primary election, and most recently, voter registration. If you have missed any of our past episodes, we invite you to check out the video gallery on our Facebook to learn more about Hawaii elections.
So today's topic is voting by mail. In 2019, Hawaii's lawmakers passed Act 136, implementing elections by mail statewide, beginning with the 2020 elections. As a result of Act 136, all registered voters will automatically receive a ballot by mail. Now the ballot comes to you. No need to leave your home, just wait for the ballot to be delivered. For those already registered, there's no additional request or sign-up necessary to vote by mail. If you have any questions, please type them in the comments section at any time throughout the presentation, and we'll get to all questions at the end.
The change in Hawaii's elections is attributed to the growing number of voters choosing to vote early, whether by mail or at an early voting site. In 2018, we saw that 2 out of 3 voters chose to cast their ballot by mail. In this year's primary election, fewer than 1% of ballots cast were done in person, meaning 99% of voters did so by mail. Although the transition to voting by mail is not in response to COVID-19, the move from polling places to mail ballots directly addresses the public health concerns we face today. The goal is for everyone to be able to exercise their right to vote and do so as safely as possible.
To ensure that you receive a ballot in the mail, you must be registered and your registration must be current. You can confirm your registration status online at elections.hawaii.gov by logging in with your Hawaii driver's license or Hawaii state ID, or by calling our office at 453-VOTE. Once you've confirmed that your registration is up to date, all you have to do is wait for your ballot to arrive in the mail. If you have moved or changed your mailing address since the last election, you will need to update your registration. Given the recommended mail ballot return deadline is quickly approaching, we strongly urge you to make any updates to your registration as soon as possible. This can be done online at elections.hawaii.gov or by completing a voter registration paper application.
For those registering to vote for the first time in Hawaii, the deadline to register to receive a mail ballot for the general election was October 5th. If you miss this deadline, you can still register and vote in person at a voter service center in your county beginning October 20th through November 3rd. The locations and hours of the voter service centers are listed on our website, and the information is linked in the comment section below.
The first round of ballots were mailed out last week. If you do not receive your ballot by October 16th, contact your county elections division right away. We've included a link to contact information for each county in the comments section. So your mail ballot packet will include a pre-addressed postage-paid return envelope, as Ray is showing there, a secrecy sleeve, and a ballot. If you're missing any of these contents, please contact your county elections division.
Before voting, carefully read through the instructions and review your ballot front and back. When marking your ballot, ensure that you completely fill in the box to the left of your choice with a black or blue pen. By filling in the box completely, it ensures that your vote will be counted 100% of the time. If you make a mistake, do not cross it out or use whiteout. Contact your county elections division for a replacement ballot. Every voter has the right to spoil their ballot, meaning if you make a mistake, you have the right to request for a replacement by contacting your county elections division. We want to note that unlike the primary election ballot, you do not select a party preference on the general election ballot. In the general election, you are free to vote for candidates of different party affiliations. For example, you may vote for a Democratic candidate in the U.S. Representative contest and a Republican candidate in the state representative contest. Be sure to read the instructions and do not vote for more candidates than instructed.
A question that we have received regarding the Office of Hawaiian Affairs contests is, am I eligible to vote for trustees on other islands? For instance, if a voter is a resident of Oahu, are they eligible to vote for the Hawaii, Molokai, and Kauai Island trustees? The answer is yes. All voters statewide are allowed to vote in each OHA contest. In addition to the candidates, the 2020 general election ballot will include the 2020 proposed charter amendment questions. For more information regarding the questions, please visit the 2020 ballot questions page on our website, which is linked in the comments section, or contact your county elections division.
When you are done voting your ballot, place it in the secrecy sleeve. The sleeve ensures your vote remains anonymous as your ballot is opened and prepared for counting. If you forget to place it in the sleeve, don't worry, your ballot will still be processed. Next, place the secrecy sleeve into the return envelope, which is pre-addressed to your county elections division. Finally, sign the return envelope. It is important to sign the envelope because your signature is used to confirm your identity. If you do not sign the return envelope, your ballot will not be counted.
For visually impaired voters, here are a few tips to help with signing. For all Neighbor Island voters, utilize the punch hole on the bottom right of your return envelope as a guide. Your signature should align an inch above the hole. For Oahu voters, orient your envelope with the punched hole to the left and align a straight edge with the top of the hole and sign below on the right half of the envelope. For any voters with difficulty signing, you may also provide a mark in the signature field and have a witness sign and provide their contact information. Alternate format ballots are available for accessible voting, which provide non-visual access to the ballot and allow for a person to mark their ballot utilizing their own compatible devices. If you require one, please contact your county elections division.
We recommend that you return your voted ballot to your county elections division as soon as possible. By law, your voted ballot must be received by the county elections division by 7 p.m. on election day. Postmarks will not be accepted. The USPS recommendation is to mail your voted ballot by October 27th for it to be received on time. If you still have your ballot on hand after October 27th, you may return it to a place of deposit or voter service center in your county. A list of the locations and hours is posted on our website at elections.hawaii.gov and linked in the comment section below.
You may view the status of your ballot, including that it has been sent, received, and validated by the County Elections Division using the online ballot status portal on our website. You must have a Hawaii driver's license or Hawaii state ID to view your status online. Alternatively, you may call your County Elections Division and they will provide a status update for your ballot over the phone. Again, the contact information for the County Elections Divisions will be linked in the comments section. If you have just joined us, welcome. We're asking viewers to please type in the questions in their comment section at any time during the presentation, and we'll get to all questions at the end.
Now, for voters who will be away from home during the election, such as college students or those traveling, you may request an absentee ballot to be mailed to your address away from Hawaii. This request does not act as a permanent address change. Instead, it is a one-time request for the current election cycle. You will need to complete a new request for any future elections. The application can be printed from our website at elections.hawaii.gov and is linked in the comment section below. The deadline to request for an absentee ballot is October 27th for the general election, but we strongly urge you to submit them as soon as possible. If you had previously submitted a one-time absentee request and now need to cancel that request due to a change in your plans, please contact your county elections division. This is the absentee application.
Voter service centers will be open 10 business days prior to and through Election Day for accessible in-person voting, same-day registration, and collection of voted mail ballots. Voter service centers will be open beginning October 20th through Election Day, November 3rd. From October 20th through November 2nd, locations are open from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m., Monday through Saturday. On Election Day, November 3rd, locations are open from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. The accessible voting machines at the voter service centers provide non-visual access to the ballot and language access for Chinese and Ilocano. Voter Service Center locations can be found on our website at elections.hawaii.gov and linked in the comments section.
So now you've cast your ballot, what happens next? Once your ballot is received by county election officials, the unique barcode printed on your return envelope is scanned. This barcode allows officials to track the return of your ballot and prevents any voter from voting twice. If you live in a household with other voters, it is crucial that your ballot packet contents stay together and does not get mixed up with those of another voter in your household.
After the barcode is scanned, county election officials compare your signature on the return envelope against your signature on file with your voter registration record. Your signature confirms your identity. If the signatures match, your ballot will be counted. If the signatures do not match, you will be notified by county election officials and have up to 5 business days after election day to correct it. In rare circumstances, a mismatched signature may indicate voter fraud, in which case we would notify the proper authorities for investigation, as it is a felony to forge signatures on a ballot.
County election officials recently sent out signature capture cards to new voters and those who made updates to their existing registration since the primary election. It requests a sample of your signature to update your voter registration record. If you do not return the card, county election officials will use an existing signature on file. This may have been obtained from your voter registration application or from your Hawaii state driver's license or state ID. Although it is not mandatory to return the card, doing so will ensure that we have the most current signature on file to confirm your identity. Once your return envelope is successfully validated, it is then securely transported to the counting center. Official observers are on hand at every step of the validation, counting, and tabulation process. These individuals are members of the community and serve as the eyes and ears of the public.
At the counting center, return envelopes are opened and the contents are removed. Your ballot remains in its secrecy sleeve, which keeps your vote anonymous throughout the process. Next, your ballot is removed from the secrecy sleeve, unfolded, and prepared for processing through scanners that count the votes. Again, at every step of the process, official observers are present to ensure that procedures are properly followed.
The votes are tabulated, and the first set of results are released after the close of voting on election night. The first report includes all ballots that were received prior to election day. We continue to process ballots that are received on election day, and the final results become available once all ballots have been processed, which typically happens early the next morning. However, it is important to note that these results are uncertified until the challenge period is over, which ends on November 23rd for the general election. Results are posted online on our website at elections.hawaii.gov. So that wraps up our presentation about voting by mail. Now we'll open up for some questions. We do want to mention that there might be a delay in us being able to see the questions due to our setup right now. So please bear with us if it is a little late to responding to the questions. But first we'll get to the questions that were submitted via social media, and then again we'll open it up to other questions.
Okay, so we did receive a question from Laura Purdy. She asked, are we 100% by mail voting, or will there be in-person voting on election day? So there will be in-person voting at the voter service centers. Again, they'll be open from October 20th through November 3rd. And the list of locations and hours are posted on our website at elections.hawaii.gov, and that link is also in the comment section below.
I also want to add on to that, the hours do differ from the 20th to the 2nd to election day, November 3rd. So Jamie went over the hours previously in the presentation, but as a reminder, October 20th through November 2nd, the hours are 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m., Monday through Saturday. And on election day, November 3rd, the hours are 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Okay, we have another question from Sandy Ma. She asks, if a person has pre-registered to vote because the person will only turn 18 after October 5th, will a ballot still be mailed to the person, or will the person have to go in person to a voter service center to vote? If a person has to go in person to a voter service center, please confirm that the person will not have to register to vote, given that the person has pre-registered to vote. Okay, so the individual that has pre-registered will automatically receive a mail ballot. They do not need to report to a voter service center.
We have another question from Sandy Ma. Are you saying that if you are already registered to vote but just need to update your address, a voter can still do so at olvr.hawaii.gov even after October 5th, and a ballot package will still be mailed to a registered voter? So yes, a registered voter can use the online voter registration system to update their registration, and the ballot will be sent to that new address.
Mm-hmm. A follow-up question, there is not a separate instruction sheet unlike with the August primary ballot package. So there are instructions printed on the ballot on the left-hand column, as you'll see here. I hope that's showing. And so we asked the voters to refer to the instructions prior to voting. The instructions outline that the box needs to be completely filled in. But if anyone has any questions about how to vote on the ballot, they're free to call our office as well, and we'll be happy to provide them some phone assistance. So our number is 808-453-8683, and we'd be happy to provide phone assistance. Okay, so while we wait for some other questions to come in, we've compiled a few common questions that we've received in the past few weeks from emails and phone calls as well. So the first question that we want to highlight is, when will I receive my ballot and how soon should I return it? So ballots were mailed out last week, and you can expect to receive it by October 16th. If you don't receive it by that date, please contact your county elections offices, and they can provide you a status of your ballot, and if necessary, issue a replacement to be sent to you.
I think we have one more question from Sandy Ma. DREs at voter service centers on all islands and not just on Oahu provide language translations for Chinese and Ilocano. Yes, the electronic voting machine, the DRE machines, include Chinese and Ilocano. They are used statewide and programmed with the same languages.
Okay. And then just circling back on that original question about receiving and returning the ballot. So ballots again must be received by the county elections offices by 7 p.m. On election day, and that's Tuesday, November 3rd. The USPS recommendation is to return it by mail no later than October 27th. Again, if you do have your ballot on hand after that date, consider dropping it off at a voter service center or a place of deposit. Postmarks do not count for that. It must be received by that deadline. Okay.
Another common question that we've been getting lately is someone in my household received their ballot, but I never got mine. So if this is true for you, you can go online to elections.hawaii.gov to double check to make sure your registration is up to date, or you can call us at 453-VOTE and we can double check over the phone. If your registration is up to date, we're just letting everybody know that the counties began to mail ballots last week, but your ballot may have been sent in a later batch. So as we mentioned earlier, if you don't receive your ballot by October 16th, then you can call your county elections division.
Another question is what to do if you've received a ballot for a family member or another individual who's no longer at their current address. So if you receive a ballot for someone who does not reside at your address, we ask that you please write "not at this address" on the envelope and place it right back in the mail. That way it will be returned to the county elections division. Should you be in contact with that family member, and you can provide them information about canceling their voter registration directly with the county office. So if you visit our website, we do have the county information there. I do believe we also have it in the comment section, so your family member can contact the county elections office and inquire about the procedures to move forward with the cancellation of voter record. Now, this is actually a really common question we've both been getting recently is how to check your registration status if you don't have a Hawaii driver's license or state ID. So the online registration system is intended for those that do have a Hawaii driver's license or state ID. So if you fall in the category of not having either forms of ID, you may contact our office directly and we can provide phone assistance to confirm your registration is up to date and the status of your voter record. And again, our number is 453-8683.
Okay, while we continue to wait for questions to come in, another common question that we've been getting is, are ballots forwardable? So for example, maybe a person has moved recently and they may have updated their mailing address with the post office. They might assume that their ballot is also going to be forwarded with the rest of their mail, but that's not true. So if you have moved, as we mentioned, you do need to update your voter registration specifically. So yes, do that.
Alright, we have another question from Sandy. She asks, what is the last day to update an address to at olvr.hawaii.gov for a registered voter to get a ballot package mailed prior to the November 3rd general election? Our recommendation is to do so up until October 20th. After that date, we do suggest checking in directly with the county elections divisions about their recommendations about updating your mailing or residence address.
Yes, so the county elections divisions are the ones sending out the ballots, so that's why we recommend that you speak directly with them. They can give you their best recommendation on how you should handle updates any later than that.
Alright, let's go over some overseas and absentee voting information. So how does someone receive an overseas ballot? So if you are in that situation or a family member is, they would need to complete a federal postcard application. That way they can obtain a overseas absentee ballot. The deadline to request for a absentee overseas ballot is October 27th. And for more information on this, you can visit our website, and we do have a section dedicated to military and overseas voters. And the appropriate links are shared on that page to get you to the federal postcard application.
And we also have that link down in the comment section as well. So other common questions we've been getting, are the ballot boxes secure? And how frequently are the ballots retrieved? So yes, so by today, all of the drop boxes for all of the islands are available. Check our website for locations and hours. They're all over the island. But yes, they are secure. If you have any other questions or you want any more information beyond that, please contact the county elections divisions. They're responsible for those places of deposit, so they'll have more information for you.
I do want to actually show the contents of the ballot package. Earlier in the presentation, I showed the secrecy sleeve for Oahu as well as the return envelope. I want to show the contents of the neighbor islands as well. So the Oahu one is yellow, but for the neighbor islands, don't be alarmed if your contents are of a different color. So this is an example of a neighbor island. This one is green. And the envelope in which your ballot does arrive may differ depending on your county. So we have an assortment of colors. Just wanted to bring that up in case anyone was alarmed, like, should I have a yellow one? Why don't I have a yellow one? So It is dependent on your county, so don't be alarmed if the colors of the contents of your ballot package differ. Anyways, Jamie, while we wait
Yes.
for some questions.
So, did you get your ballot in the mail, Ray?
I did. It is sitting on my desk, and I will vote on it very soon, and I'll be sure to return it before October 27th by mail. How about you? Did you receive yours?
I did get my ballot. I actually voted on it last night.
Oh.
I filled it out. I put it in the secrecy sleeve. I put it in the return envelope, signed the return envelope, and put it in the mail.
Nice. Now you don't have to worry about it.
I don't have to worry about it.
Nice.
So I'm going to plan to go online to our website to track my ballot. I'll just have to put in my information, including my Hawaii driver's license and my date of birth, and I can see the status of my ballot and make sure that it's been received and validated by the clerk's office.
Oh, you're good to go. Alright, well, I'll get on it. I'll be sure to do it as soon as I get home today.
You have some time.
Alright, we do want to mention that we will be doing a final Facebook Live after the election as a wrap up to the election season. So I know this is our last one prior to the election, but please continue to utilize our Facebook as point of information, and we will see you folks again soon after the election for that wrap up. We do want to also mention that we do have a lot of great online resources, so if you're looking to get some information out about voter service centers or just voting by mail, please visit our website and feel free to share that information with friends or family. Elections.hawaii.gov, we have a page dedicated to Hawaii Votes by Mail resources, so some explainer videos, election guide, a lot of great shareable resources for you to utilize. Well, it looks like we're coming up to the end, but let's just go over some other. You want to go over some other popular questions you've received?
So we have been getting a lot of calls, people asking if we need volunteers. So first of all, thank you for your interest. Thank you for offering your help. But at the moment, our volunteer team is fully staffed. But if you do want to put your name on the waiting list, you can give us a call or send us an email at elections@hawaii.gov. Just leave your name and phone number, and we'll put you on the waiting list. And if anything opens up, we'll give you a call. But thank you so much.
Yes, thank you so much. Alright, so let's see. Doesn't look like we have any other questions coming in. Dates and deadlines, those are always important to remind.
Yes.
Voter service centers, October 20th through November 3rd. I actually had a call right before this session asking if they can go tomorrow, so no, they're not open yet. October 20th through election day, November 3rd. Again, the hours of operation, October 20th through November 2nd, 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m., Monday through Saturday. And on election day, November 3rd, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. I do also want to mention, I don't think we did say this, that the voter service centers also offer ballot collection services. So if you're looking just to return your ballot in person, but not necessarily to vote in person, you can return your voted ballot to a voter service center as well as a place of deposit.
And just to add on to that, I did get some calls today too about there was some confusion about the locations of the drop boxes and when they would be available, because some of the drop boxes will only be available at the voter service centers. So those will only be available after October 20th, whereas the rest of them are available now. So just be careful when you look at that on our website. Again, if you have any questions, please call us and we can help to clarify that for you.
Okay, we have another question from Sandy. She asks, how many days delayed is the ballot status.hawaii.gov? People have said that they return their ballots and do not get a status for 4 days or so. So the ballot status portal is updated as the county election officials complete recording ballots as received and complete the verification process. So I'd allow it a few days after submitting it. Again, if you are unable to access the ballot status portal, you can call your county elections division directly and they can provide you phone assistance as well. Alright, so I think it looks like we're up to our 4:30 hour.
Okay, so that concludes the question portion of our event. Thank you for attending today. Please also find us on Instagram and Twitter at elections808. Our website again is elections.hawaii.gov, where you can find more information about voting by mail. And please also check out our voter resources page for our videos, brochures, and social media content to share with your friends and family.
If you have any questions, you may email us at elections@hawaii.gov or call us at 808-453-VOTE, 8683, or toll free from the neighbor islands at 1-800-442-VOTE. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.